All right, what's up everyone? So I'm 5 weeks into my journey back to fit. So I've completed 5 complete weeks of exercises and meal plans and recipes, and the first 5 weeks I've been keto, which has shown really good results. I'm down, what's the math on that? So 25 pounds or so, about 25 pounds down since I started this journey from 244 to about 219. And so I'm making some progress. Like, that's a good chunk of weight to lose in about 5 weeks. I got about 13 weeks left to go. So I feel really good about my progress so far. But I will be switching things up starting next week. Next week I'll be doing paleo, to kind of continue on with the experiment of these diets that are really popular here in the US, and kind of showing the unhealthy version of them and the pitfalls and mistakes that people make when doing them. And then on the flip side, now that I'm losing weight, I'm going to revisit those diets and show people, like, hey, if you want to do these diets, here's the healthy way to do them. So we'll be starting off with paleo next week, and I'll be mixing it up. I won't be in ketosis probably, because I'll be adding in some healthier carbs like sweet potatoes and some berries, which I'm totally fine with. And I know other people are freaking out because they're like, oh my gosh, what about keto? It's like, it's okay, you can still lose weight eating fruits and sweet potatoes. And so I want to show people that too. So it'll be interesting. I'm kind of excited to switch up the fuel source for my body, a little bit more glucose that my body can use, and see how my body likes it, see how I perform differently, see how my brain function is, see how my digestion is. So it'll be really cool to kind of see that. This past week though, the workouts kind of went up another level after the first month. And that was really, really difficult for my body to handle, but it was good because it was like, man, I still have a long ways to go. And that's the key to seeing success or seeing progress, is to continue to change up your workout routine so that your body has to adapt to a new environment. And when your body has to adapt to a new environment, that's where it creates change. And so that's why every 2 weeks I'm switching up the workouts, I'm switching up the programming. So it's a totally different adaptation phase for your body every time you step into the gym every 2 weeks. And so my body's really, really sore. The workouts this week are around 45 minutes, which is longer than normal. Usually they're around 20 or 30 minutes, but 45 minutes is still, not a lot of time. I think most people can dedicate 45 minutes to a healthier lifestyle. And it was cool because it incorporated some weight training, like things like curls and bench press and squats and deadlifts, and that felt good to do those kinds of things for my body, because I haven't done those in a long time. And so that is kind of helping me, with the change that I'm seeing so far. And so my followers that are doing it with me, they're also seeing a lot of change. And yeah, it's challenging, it's hard, but that's part of the journey. It'll be interesting adding in carbs, see how my body handles like those, not spikes in blood sugar, because I probably won't get as many spikes as when I was eating, the standard American diet, because I'll be eating a lot of protein with this paleo week. So it'd be interesting to see like how my energy levels are, how my, my brain function is, like I said, and I'll be checking out my digestion throughout this journey. I'm also doing blood work every week as well, to kind of show the difference of how each diet affects my blood work. And that kind of data is really, really important. I'll also be tracking my sleep on my Whoop app, tracking my blood sugar levels right here, this implant, which helps me with, tracking my blood sugar levels throughout this journey as I was gaining weight and now that I'm losing weight. So other than that, things are going pretty good. I'm kind of in the zone. This past week was the first week where I had my girls though, because the month of January I didn't have them for a whole month, and that's just kind of how me and their mom worked it out, so that she would have them for the first month and I'm having them for the second month, and then after that we'll go 1 week on, 1 week off. So that was a tough transition, because I was so used to having so much time to myself. Meal prepping wasn't too bad. Working out, I could take my time at the gym. Now it's like, all right, I got to fit it in. My girls go to bed a little bit later than I was going to bed. And so I'm trying to get them to bed, but it doesn't always happen on time. And so I've been going to bed later, which I'm actually sleeping in a little bit later too. Instead of 5 a.m., I'm getting up at 5:30 just to make sure I have enough time to sleep and recover, because that's one of the most important parts of this journey, is to really sleep and recover so that you can burn that fat efficiently. And so Yeah, that was a a tough transition because I don't have as much time to meal prep, and I don't have as much time to, and I have to cook double the meals now. I have to make them breakfast, lunch, and dinner, on top of my food as well. And so, yeah, it's been a struggle. I think all the parents out there can relate to that part because when you're a single person with no kids, let's just be honest, it's totally easier to get, you know, your priorities done first. But when you have kids, it's not about your priorities, it's about their priorities sometimes. And so, yeah, like I go to the gym when they're sleeping and I get home before they wake up. But then it's like, it's go time. It's like, all right, you guys gotta get ready for school, gotta make them breakfast, gotta make sure they do all their chores. They go to school and then come back, and then it's like, all right, stay on top of them, like so they're not just on their iPads for the rest of the day. And I got to get some work done. So it's definitely challenging, but it's still possible. That's what I want to show people. Is like, yeah, I can see why people would just quit because they're like, I don't have time to meal prep. I don't have time to do this. It's like, I get it, but it has to do with preparation, like being prepared instead of like, oh, well, I didn't have anything ready today, so I'm just going to order out or make some frozen pizza. You know, when you have healthy stuff ready to go, it makes the healthy lifestyle more convenient. And that's one of the things I've learned this week. But overall, you know, I'm happy with my progress. I still got, you know, ways to go for sure. But man, it's crazy how many compliments I get every time I go to the gym. People are like, oh my gosh, you look so different. You look so great. Like your face, your body, it's like, you look normal now. And it's part of what I call the feedback loop. Like as humans, we need to hear this feedback loop, you know, throughout our lives to help us like, oh, I'm doing something good. Like it's good to get feedback and it feels positive, and we kind of take it personally. Like, oh, people are liking what I'm doing. When you're in shape, you know, all the time, no one compliments you on how good you look because you look the same all the time. Like oh yeah, that's like you look the same. Yeah. But when you're overweight and you're losing weight, you get that feedback loop and you're like, oh man, this feels good. But then when you reach your goal weight and you kind of stay there, it's like people stop complimenting you, you know. And sometimes that can cause people to, you know, gain the weight back, right? Because they don't have that feedback that they're getting from other people. And we kind of crave that as humans. And so it's something to be aware of for all of you that are on your journey of losing weight. You might get a lot of compliments now, and that's motivating. But at some point, you might plateau or stall, or you might reach your goal. And just remember, like, your journey doesn't end there, no matter what people say, no matter if people are complimenting you. So keep going, no matter what. And I'm excited for, you know, the next couple months. There's some big life changes happening for me, which I'll talk about a little bit later. I'm kind of excited / nervous about, but it's going to add another layer of difficulty to this journey. But I'm just going to do the best I can, and that's all I'm asking, you know, you guys to do as well, is just do the best you can with what you have where you're at now. So let's do this together, and we'll see you guys back here next week. Have a good one.